Hello guys, so today I decided to do something that I really haven't done either on my Twitch or on YouTube ever. So today I'm gonna do a tier list of shiny Pokemon from Generation 1. And to do that I'm using tiermaker.com. There's already a made tier list here, so we can just get started really. To begin with, Bulbasaur for me falls into a. I think Bulbasaur is actually a better shiny than Ivysaur and Venusaur, personally. That's just, yeah, that's how I feel about them. I just feel like Bulbasaur has a nicer shiny. It's cuter as well, so. And for me, Charmander and Charmeleon also falls into the B category, while Charizard, without a doubt, falls into S. I think every single shiny sprite that Charizard has is just amazing, really, so for me it easily falls into the S category. And then we go over to Squirtle, which I personally think has somewhat of a boring shiny, so I'm not sure if I should put it in C or B. I think we'll go over B for now. Wartortle as well. And I think Blastoise is a nicer one though. Blastoise gets more, I don't know, I just like it more. I don't know why. So yeah, Blastoise gets into the A. Caterpie is something that I'm very uncertain of, and because I'm uncertain, I'm also using another website. So for Caterpie, I'm going to use a website called PokemonDB.net, which has all the sprites really, so you can just check which one you like the most, and if it really gives you, yeah, if it gives you anything that it might be better than you originally thought. So going through these sprites, I think obviously like Gen 4, the sprites is very nice. Gen 5, so I think I'm actually gonna put it into, yeah, I think I'm gonna put it into A tier because it's still a pretty nice shiny, and it deserves some recognition. So Caterpie into A, and we'll put Metapod as well in there. I think that's a good shiny. Butterfree as well, very good shiny. Weedle falls into C for me, it's nothing special. The same with Metapod, sadly. But Beedrill, for me personally, Beedrill is S. I just love that green color on it. It just, yeah, I just love it. I don't know why. For me, Pidgeotto falls into D. I think Pidgeotto will go to C. Pidgeot. I'm not 100% sure where to put you, but I think I'm gonna go with C. I don't like those shinies, those are kind of boring. Rattata falls into C, same with Raticate. Spearow, however, goes into A, while Fearow goes into the C. I like Spearow's shiny. As you can tell here as well, I'm gonna just scroll down a little bit. Like, its shiny sprites is usually very good in my opinion, especially Gen 3. It's the Air Fire Leaf Green sprite, very, very nice. I just love Spearow's shiny, so yeah, definitely A for me. And then it's Ekans. Ekans is kind of a boring one, and I think it's gonna go into D, to be honest. Well, Arbok is much better and goes into A for me. It's a much better shiny, and I see a lot of people actually hating on Pikachu's shiny, which I don't know why. Like, I don't understand why, because it's a good shiny. If you can't tell the difference, then I don't know what to tell you. Because here we have the shiny sprites of Pikachu, and as you can tell, it's very different. That's Gen 2, Gen 3, still very different. I guess Gen 4, it's a little bit less different, but still it's different, and I can easily tell it. Like Platinum, easy to tell. And here it's maybe a little bit harder to see all the Pikachu hats. Let's just skip over them. Look at Sun and Moon, it's so easy to tell. I personally like Pikachu's shiny. It's very different in terms of what people will say, in my opinion anyway. And Raichu also falls into A category. I like its colors. It's yeah, it suits him. And same with Sandshrew as well. Very, very good shiny. And Sandslash for me is an S tier. I just love the red spikes. Very, very nice. Then we have the Nidorans, and for Nidoran I'm gonna put Nidoran and Nidorina for A. They deserve A tier. While Nidoqueen, I see many people hating a lot on it, but personally for me it's a C tier. It's not too bad. It's not the best, but it's not too bad. I'm not gonna put it in D personally. And then we have more Nidorans. Every single one of these, other than Nidoking, is getting into A, because Nidoking deserves S tier. Just a really, really good shiny. And the same with these two, but they deserve A, not as good as S. Then we get over to Clefairy, and Clefairy is gonna fall into the C category. It's nothing special. The same with Clefable, nothing special. Vulpix gets into B. Ninetales is an S tier. I like personally, I'm not that huge of a fan of Ninetales, but it definitely has an S tier shiny. It's a really, really nice shiny. Then we have Jigglypuff. I don't know how to create my own tier. Puff. There we go. So Jigglypuff is gonna have his own tier because I hate Jigglypuff. Wigglytuff, however, is a good shiny, to be honest. I'm gonna put it in B. B is a fitting tier for it, I think, anyway. And then we have Zubat, which is gonna fall into the D category. Just a boring shiny. The same with Golbat, in my opinion. Crobat, much better shiny, but obviously we're not gonna rate that today, so Crobat will get an S tier for me. Oddish is a B. I think Oddish isn't too bad, but it's not too good. Gloom, a little bit worse in my opinion. Vileplume is pretty much the same as Gloom in my opinion. Nothing special. There we go, just had to crop the website a little bit. Sorry for coughing as well. I'm still not feeling 100%. Then we have Paris. Paris is gonna fall into the B category for me. It's nothing special, but it's alright. Parasect C, nothing special. Now Venonat, I personally really like Venonat. It's a really, really cool shiny with the blue eyes instead of the red ones, so it falls into S to me actually. It's yeah, it's a weird one, but it falls there. Then it's Venomoth, it's gonna fall into the C category, nothing special. Diglett is a B, and the same with Dugtrio is a B. Nothing special, but still cool. Right, so this is the last time I'm gonna crop, so from now I'm just gonna, you know, scroll up and down whenever there's something I need to fix. Meowth is... okay, so I'm gonna actually check Meowth. So yeah, I'm checking out Meowth, how it looks, and I'm not sure where to put it because it is a little different, but it's not much. And is it a good difference? I think I'm gonna put it in the B category. So B for Meowth. Persian is a D. I don't see the good things about him. And then comes Psyduck, which is definitely S tier for me. It's a really good shiny, really love it. And then it's Golduck, B. Mankey also falls into the C, I'd say. Nothing special. Primeape as well, nothing special with him. Growlithe is a shiny. Arcanine also A, very good shinies. Now I've seen people putting Poliwag as really low. I'm gonna show you why it goes into the A category. Right, so here we are with the Poliwag. So is that not a good difference? Like, look at this. For me, that's a huge difference. It's such a big difference, and I don't understand why people don't like it. It's like light blue, much nicer than the non-shiny. So personally for me, it's a A tier without a doubt. I've seen people placing it on D and worse, and I don't understand it. Personally, it's just a really good shiny for me. So yeah, Poliwag definitely deserves its A tier, for me at least. And then it's Poliwhirl. I think that's the same, to be honest. It's light blue, much nicer than non-shiny, so yeah. And then it's Poliwrath, which for me falls into the B category. It doesn't fit its colors in my opinion. Abra is a boring shiny, sadly. It's the same with Kadabra, whilst Alakazam actually gets some good colors on him in my opinion, so yeah. Sad for Abra and Kadabra, but it is what it is. Then for me, it's the matchup family is nothing at all. Like, I don't like that. Those colors is just not fitting for them, in my opinion, whatsoever. So they all fall into the D category. Then it's Bellsprout, which is going to be put into the B category, together with its evolutions as well. They're good. Nothing special. They're good. That's it. Tentacool. Love Tentacool. Tentacool is B. I like Tentacool much more than Tentacruel. Then it's Geodude, which is every, like, shiny hunter's pretty much, well, not really, but one of the worst nightmares, because you'll eventually find at least one of these somewhere. I'll put it a B because it is a good shiny, but you see it so often, so it's nothing like special in my opinion. Graveler will fall into C together with Golem. I do not like those shinies at all. They're just, yeah, trash for me. Then we get Ponyta, which is definitely gonna fall into the S tier. Yeah, I don't even have to explain why, it's just such a good shiny. And then we have Rapidash also for me, even though it's gray color, could have kept the blue, it's still a really nice shiny in my opinion, so yeah, I like Rapidash a lot. And then comes Slowpoke. And I'm gonna say one thing, if it wasn't for this being Gen 4 sprite, then it would actually go into S tier. Like, if this was Gen 2 sprite, Slowpoke would easily fall into S tier. Because Gen 2 Shiny Slowpoke is probably one of the better Gen 2 sprites ever. I really love that one, so. But it's gonna fall into the C tier because this sprite is so horrible. And for Slowbro, it's gonna go for A. I like Slowbro's shiny, it's really cool. Then we get to Magneton and Magnemite, and they're falling into the C category. I don't like them too much. They're decent, but nothing special. And then we find Farfetch'd. And this one I'm gonna argue with once again. Now we come into the Farfetch'd sprites, and this is a sprite we're given, which doesn't show that much difference in my opinion. And if you go to this one, for example, this sprite is so good. The Heart Gold Soul Silver, that's where I have my shiny Farfetch'd, and it's just so much better. So I'm gonna argue my way to giving Farfetch'd an A tier actually, because Farfetch'd is such a nice shiny. So yeah, I'm gonna put Farfetch'd into A. People might argue, but I'm just, you know, I'm looking at all the sprites, and overall I think Farfetch'd deserves an A tier. Doduo, B. Same with its Dodrio. Nothing special, don't like him too much. Then we have Seal, which is a really boring one. We're just gonna put it in D, together with Dewgong, to be honest. They're nothing special to me, they're just, you know, Seal and Dewgong. And then we have Grimer, which is also going to go into the C. I don't like Grimer and Muck. They're not my type of shinies anyway. Yeah, they're falling into the C category. Then we have Shelder, which actually for me is a really good shiny. I'm gonna put it into A. I like Shelder's shiny a lot, and the same with Cloyster actually. I haven't thought too much of Cloyster, but it's a really nice shiny now that I think about it and see it. So both Shelder and Cloyster falls into the A category for me. So yeah. Then we have Ghastly, which in my opinion also falls into A. It's good, it's not S tier good, but it's good. And the same with Haunter. You can see on this sprite actually, as we see, you might not see it as well as me, but it has that blue thing around its hands, and that is really cool in my opinion. Obviously the tongue is different, so yeah. And now comes probably the one that we have to fight the most about, which is Gengar. Now I'm gonna also put Gengar into the A tier. And people are gonna wonder why, because oh, its shiny doesn't even change much. And I'm gonna show you. Okay, so we're now on Gengar's shiny sprites. We're gonna start off with Gen 2, as you see here. It's much different. It starts as like much darker and gets a little bit lighter. Then we go to Gen 3. That doesn't change a lot, but a little bit. And you can see on Fire Leaf Green, it's a very big difference in my opinion. Very, very big difference. And then even Gen 4. Look at the difference on Heart Gold Soul Silver. Such a huge difference. And it's a good difference too, because it's purple and it goes like much like darker, almost like grayish. And I'm colorblind, so I can't tell you which color it is, but. And then here as well. Good difference, good difference. But then, in Gen 6, the color on him, or I would say the lining, made it look like worse. Even though it still makes a difference, it's not much. But it still like made people start hating Gengar's shiny. And you see here as well, it's not much difference on them. There is difference, but not much. So, but for me anyway, I usually play in these type of games like Generation 4, Generation 5, Generation 3. And in Generation 4, the games I played most, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, is such a huge difference that I'm gonna put it into an A tier. And I really love it as well. It's a good difference in my opinion, so yeah. It's an easy A tier for me. Then we get into Onix, which is gonna be put in B. It's I like its change, but it's nothing too like special, so yeah. I think B tier is fitting for it. Drowsy for me is A tier. I love the pink on it. The same with Hypno. Really good shinies in my opinion. Many people might argue, but I just love them. It's good colors on them. So yeah, for me they're A tier. Krabby will fall into the B tier as well. Kingler, not very sure where to put Kingler. I haven't really thought too much about Kingler. I think we're gonna put it in B. I think B is a good spot for it, to be honest. And then it's Voltorb, A tier, together with Electrode, good shinies. Easy, like, I think it's easy jobs to give shinies to them, because obviously you can just go from red to blue, but it's still good changes in my opinion. And then we have Execute, which in my opinion falls into C. I don't like Execute too much. The same with Exeggutor, pretty much boring shinies, but yeah, each their own, right? So for me they're boring. Cubone will fall into the A category. I like Cubone's shiny. Marowak will fall into D. I do not like Marowak's shiny. It's just, yeah, not for me at all. Same with Hitmonlee, D category, nothing special. Hitmonchan, however, will fall into the A category because I really love the blue gloves on him. Let's see. Sorry, I couldn't show you that, but there we go. Into the A category. I really love the blue gloves. It's him. Yeah, just love it. Love it. And then there's Lickitung, which, okay, I'm gonna actually go and show you. Yeah, so here we are in Lickitung sprites, and I think we're kind of unlucky, to be honest, because we get this sprite, which isn't the best one for him. I would much rather like rate, for example, this one from Platinum. That one is a good one. This one is a good one. This one is a good one. Like, he has some good sprites. We just were unlucky with which one we got. So for me, Lickitung goes into the B category. I'm not gonna be too nice to it because it isn't, let's say, it isn't a perfect shiny, but it's still much better than this sprite gives off, in my opinion, anyway. So yeah, Lickitung falls into the B category. Coughing, A tier. For me, it's yeah, it's just a nice shiny, easy to put into the A tier. And we're gonna put Weezing in there as well. Two good shinies. I just love the puff going out, being different color. It's, yeah, easy to do, but it's a good shiny. Then we have Rhyhorn. And Rhyhorn, I think I'm gonna have to put it in D because I don't really like Rhyhorn too much. The same with Rhydon, they're not good shinies for me. They just don't give me a good vibe. The same is sadly going to happen with Chansey. I just don't like the shiny. The green on it, it's not very nice, is it? So yeah, it's gonna fall into the D. Then we have Tangela. The story is a lot different with Tangela. And I know I put it in A, but I'm actually gonna put it in S tier because I think Tangela is shiny. Like, the green color on Tangela makes so much sense. It's vines, it makes 100% sense. So yeah, it just fits in the S tier in my opinion. And then it's Kangaskhan. I don't feel Kangaskhan, to be honest. I'm gonna put that in D as well. Horsey gonna go into A. Definitely gonna put Horsey in A. It's a good shiny. Same with Seadra. They both fit well into A there for me. So yeah, both yeah, they both really deserve an A spot in my opinion. Good shinies. Then we have a Goldeen, which is also going into the D category. I'm putting a lot in D right now. I know it's so weird, but I just don't like these shinies. Same with Seeking. They're not good at all. Yeah, they're falling into this D category. And then it's Staryu. And I think Staryu was very unlucky once again, because on the sprite we see on the website, it's not very nice. It's not very nice, and it's not very easy to see how it looks. But when we see it here, when we see it here with a little bit bigger picture, it looks much better. And Staryu has such a good sprite. Come on, look at that. How can you not give that an S tier? So Staryu is definitely getting an S tier for me. I'm just gonna check Starmie as well because I'm not sure where to put it. Okay, so Starmie. I think Starmie is an A. I think Staryu is better than Starmie. So Starmie is gonna get yeah, Starmie is gonna get A and Staryu is gonna get S. That's how I'm gonna place it. Place Staryu in S. Let's see here. And Starmie in A. I think that's fair spots for them, to be honest. I think it suits them. Again, sorry for making sounds. I'm gonna edit so much out because I'm coughing and shit. I'm not feeling well, but I wanted to put out this video, so I'm sorry. Then we have Mr. Mime, and I think it's gonna fall into C because I kind of like the green on it, but at the same time, not. So yeah, I think C is the best place to put it. Scyther, however, is definitely A for me. I like the new green color on it in this sprite. It's such a nice color. So yeah, A category for me on Scyther. Definitely makes sense. So yeah. Then it's Jynx and Jynx. The thing about me, I actually like the changes on Jynx when it goes shiny, but do I like it enough to put it in A or should it be B? I think I'm going to put it in B for now and see what. Maybe I'll change it later, but I think B is a good spot for it. The same with Electabuzz. It's a good shiny in my opinion, but is it A tier? Not sure. Magmar, however, is definitely an A tier, so Magmar falls into the A spot without any trouble for me. Definitely gonna, yeah, definitely deserves its spot there, especially with this sprite as well. Really good sprite. So yeah, A tier for Magmar. And then it's gonna be Pinsir, which I'm also gonna put into the A spot. I just love its shiny, really good shiny. So yeah, A tier is fitting for it. Tauros, C tier, nothing special, don't like it. Could have done much more with it. And now comes one. So I think everyone votes Magikarp and Gyarados down, mostly because Gyarados is such an easy shiny to get. But for me, they're still really good. Sorry, I didn't mean to scroll that far, but both still deserves an A spot in my opinion, or S tier in my opinion. They're really good shinies. Like the colors, oh, so perfect. I just love them. So for me, it's a definite S tier for me with both of them. Then it's Lapras, which for me is gonna go into the A tier. I know many people praise Lapras to be S tier, but for me, A tier fits it. Yeah, again, I'm colorblind, so maybe that's why. Maybe I don't see the change as good as you guys do, but for me, it's A tier. Then it's Ditto, which doesn't change much for me, and it's gonna go into the C. I don't really care too much for it. And then it's Eevee, and Eevee, again, is unlucky with its sprite. It's definitely gonna get an S tier from me, because when we look at Eevee's sprites, I'm gonna do it like in a second, you'll see how good of a shiny it actually is. Right, so we're on Eevee sprites right now, and just seeing the starter, like Ruby Sapphire, like every single sprite is so good. Other than this one, in my opinion. Every single sprite is good on it. You see here as well, Gen 6, like, it just has good sprites overall, and I don't see why they would, like, he was unlucky getting this one, so we're definitely gonna put it in S tier. In my opinion, it's a really nice shiny. Then it's Vaporeon, which I see a lot of people putting in S tier. For me, it's gonna go in A. I think it's the same thing with Lapras. Like, I don't maybe see the difference as much as many others would do. It's still a good shiny, but it's not an S tier for me. It's good, but not good enough. And then it's Jolteon, which is also going to be put into A tier because I just love the green color on it. I love the green color it gets. It fits it well, in my opinion. So yeah, A tier for me. And then it's the worst of the three. Flareon is, yeah, I think I'm going to sack it in D actually. I think D is a good position for it. It sounds harsh, but I think that's the best position it's going to get for me. Definitely. There's Porygon, which I've always loved Porygon. It's going to be an S tier. I've always loved the shiny on it. It's such a good shiny. So yeah, S tier fits it for me. Now there's 14 left, starting with Omanyte, which is going to get a B tier. I like Omanyte's shiny. It's actually not too bad at all. And I like the pink it gets, but yeah, I think B tier is fitting for it. And the same with Omastar. It's pretty much the same as Omanyte, just, you know, a little bit bigger. So yeah, I think B tier is fitting for it. Kabuto as well. I think I'm gonna put like all the fossils in B, to be honest. They're good, but I don't like them too much. They're decent. So yeah, I think B tier is fitting for all the fossils, in my opinion. Snorlax is gonna get C. I don't like Snorlax's shiny too much. It's it just doesn't change so much. So I think yeah, I think C tier fits it, to be honest. Then it's Articuno, which many people rates very lowly. I will not. I will give it an A tier as it deserves because it actually has a really good shiny. Maybe you can't tell the difference on the Gen 6 sprites, but on the the past gens, the sprite is so much different. I can show you. So there you go, as you can tell here, like Ruby Sapphire is such a nice sprite. The same with Fire with Leaf Green, very nice. Diamond and Pearl, not too good. Platinum, not too good. Heart Gold Soul Silver, amazing if you ask me. But yeah, I just think, I think Articuno got shafted when it comes to the sprite. But it definitely deserves an A tier from me. Really nice shiny, and deserves it. And then we got Zapdos, which I would want to defend it. It's my favorite legendary of all time. Not my favorite shiny legendary, however, but it's just unlucky, isn't it? It didn't get a good color, so I'm gonna have to put it in D. Sadly, it does just have to. And Moltres is gonna be put in C. It's alright, nothing special. It's alright. Then we have my mascot, which is Dratini. S tier. I think everyone could have guessed that from the get-go, that Dratini would get S tier. Yeah, so yeah. The same is gonna go for Dragonair, S tier. However, Dragonite is gonna get A tier. I like shiny Dragonite, I actually do. I know a lot of people don't like that it goes green, but I personally like it a lot. So it's gonna get A tier, not S, but A is fitting for it. Then we have Mewtwo, which is gonna be put in B. I don't want to discuss that too much. I just don't. Yeah, I don't rate it too much, to be honest. So B tier is fitting. The same with Mew. I know a lot of people discuss that as well, or at least like not like that I put it there. But Mew it is good, but I think it's overrated as well, personally. So I don't like Mew too much. It's gonna fall into the B category. That's gonna be it. So one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rank the S tier ones. I'm gonna put them in the correct order. Let's see here. Oops. So I'm gonna put them in the order that I think fits them. Dratini being top. Let's see. I think. Gyarados can be there. The Eevee, no. Let's see. I'm not quite sure where to put everyone. I think Psyduck deserves to be a little bit more there, maybe. Ponyta a little bit. Yeah, I like Ponyta better than that. I'll put this there, actually. Put that there. Put this there. I think that's actually a good, yeah, that's a good S tier. So my top shinies from Gen 1 is gonna start with Dratini, Charizard, Gyarados, Beedrill, Sandslash, Venonat, Psyduck, Magikarp, Nidoking, Ponyta, Staryu, Tangela, Rapidash, Eevee, Porygon, Dragonair, and Ninetales. And that's gonna be the rest of my list. Just gonna scroll down so you can see where I put them. Not gonna read out all of them. And obviously Puff there at the bottom because it doesn't deserve any better. But yeah, that's my list. If you want to make a list as well, make sure to look down in the description. Subscribe to see more videos in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, boys. Bye!